How's it going, everyone? Welcome for tuning in to another episode here at Figure Out Films. I'm your host, Chris, as always, and here's where we talk about movies, we talk about action figures. Today, it's holiday, it's December, it's a week before Christmas, and if you celebrate any other holidays as well, if you're looking for movie recommendations that aren't just like the classic holiday movies, which if you're into those things, that's great. For me, not so much. I'm really not that crazy into the holiday movies, the classics. So I came here today with a few of my own recommendations for you. These are movies that, yes, they take place on Christmas or they're about the holidays. Maybe some not so much. They stretch out to like New Year, and that's a perfectly good spot for me too. But I recommend you check out these movies right before you go and suffer through the misery of hanging out with your family.
Bruh.
The thing about holiday movies that I just don't like, it just feels very much like 31 Days of Halloween on growing up. It was just like the same movies on repeat. Feels like that for the holidays as well. I get very bored. And honestly, I'm not really crazy into Peace on Earth and Santa Claus and that stuff. I'm really a Scrooge at heart, to be honest with you. And I just don't know how many times I can bear watching Illuminations The Grinch anymore. So anyway, I came up with a list of different movies for the holiday season. So let's go ahead and just unpack it. The first movie on this list, this is a movie starring Robert Mitchum. This is a black and white movie, and I know a lot of you are going to freak out at that, but this is a black and white movie that's good. I know that's hard for some people, but I really recommend this movie because it has Robert Mitchum as Janet Leach, and it's a good holiday movie that does have a good message. It's a little fuzzy and stuff, but for me, it's Robert Mitchum. He's just so darn attractive and such a beefcake in this movie. And it has kind of a spicy love triangle as well with the drama of the holidays, which honestly makes the holidays even better. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. It kind of blends that twist of something like, oh, is he really that great of a guy? Or is he just putting up a front so he can get with this girl for the holidays? Honestly, he's not wrong in either respects, but in this movie, it does have a little bit of a nice little cozy touch to it. I do recommend this movie. It's a 1949 holiday movie. You can get this on Blu-ray through the Warner Archive, which is now just the Amazon storefront, where you're basically going to have to pay $15, I think, for it now. Used to get it for $4 for $11 back in the day on their sites, but those days are long gone. The next movie on the list, this is a classic Chris film. I love this movie so much, and there's so many similar movies to it that they're all just as good. But for me, this is the one that just kind of goes a little bit more on the more than the other movies. You got things like While You Were Sleeping, you got Sleepless in Seattle, you've got Mail. But for me, it is always When Harry Met Sally for me. Starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. This movie came out in 1989. So this is a Rob Reiner film here. It's one of those nostalgic, when you think of rom-coms, you think of those classic almost like Battle of the Sexes type things from the 90s, with Hugh Grant and those movies. You do get this, and I love this movie so much. I think it's the best of those Meg Ryan Meg Ryan rom-com movies of the time. I love Billy Crystal in this. I think he's great. I do not believe people will want to move out of Chicago to go to New York as someone who lives in Chicago. I've been to New York. I don't believe that for a minute. Maybe things were different in 1989. But I can't see anybody actually, thinking that's a good idea, because it's not. I really do enjoy this movie. I love the dynamic of the two characters. They don't start off romantically engaged. They're just like friend of a friend, and they don't really care for each other, and they run through each other throughout their time in New York, periodically throughout their life, and it just never works out. Right person, wrong time kind of thing, and you get some really classic scenes. And honestly, I love this movie. It's great. It's When Harry Met Sexy, right? If I'm really being honest with you. Meg Ryan is just so delightful, and it has some holiday charm to it. It has Carrie Fisher in this movie as well. Rest in peace to the queen. But yeah, I highly recommend this movie. You can get this cheap on Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure, but this is the Shout Select with the spine number, so read it and weep, Criterion collectors. Highly recommend Rob Reiner's When Harry Met Sally. Honestly, just check out all of Rob Reiner's filmography while you're at it. You're probably on a holiday break or something. Just watch all this filmography, and then comment down below your favorite Rob Reiner movie. Next movie on the list is a black and white movie again, but I promise this thing is great because when it has these two leads, whether it's one or both, it's going to be great. This is the 1938 film Holiday, starring Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. It's called Holiday. This is before the Philadelphia Story, which is, I think, probably the more famous collaboration between the two, and it had Jimmy Stewart, and it was directed by George Cukor as well. George Cukor directs this, and I really enjoy this movie. I've only seen it once, and it's going to be rewatched again this holiday season. I do remember it taking place around New Year's. Cary Grant kind of is figuring out how to play life and realizing he needs to have time for himself. And he accidentally falls in love with Katharine Hepburn. I think he was engaged to his her sister at the beginning of the movie, and it ended up being part of a wealthy banker family. And I really enjoy it. And honestly, you could go watch the Philadelphia Story as well. That one's probably more of a New Year's movie, and I think that took place right after Christmas. Like, it was directed like the day after Christmas, oddly enough. But honestly, this movie, Cary Grant is just charismatic. He's super charming in a lot of his roles, really. But this one, called Holiday, watch it during the holidays, and just kind of soak up the vibes. I think when people do not watch old movies because they think they're kind of boring or talking, watch a Howard Hawks movie, watch Cary Grant, watch Katharine Hepburn, watch the screwball comedies, because you're going to be surprised at how short and sweet and also how well made and acted those movies are. Go ahead and check this out if you can. It's probably streaming, I think, on YouTube for free, so go ahead and check that out. Next movie on the list. Honestly, let's keep it a buck. Let's cut the crap. All right, I'm gonna put y'all on something that's crazy. Die Hard is great, and I love Die Hard. It's an amazing Christmas movie. But god damn it, everybody move on and watch Die Hard 2, for crying out loud. If you like Die Hard 2, drop a like, comment down below why you love the movie. And it's honestly because sequels rock, all right? If you didn't know, if you haven't checked out the podcast Inside the Sequel, check it out now. You can stream it on Spotify and on iTunes as well. I love Die Hard 2. I love sequel movies. Die Hard 2 takes place on Christmas as well. Same thing happens to him. This time it's on an airport, on an airplane, on the holidays. Oh my God, John McClane just cannot catch a break. And honestly, if you're gonna do it, this feels like the move that Gremlins 2 did with Gremlins. It would just be bigger and badder around the holidays as well. Same thing with Die Hard 2. I love Die Hard. I'm not trying to talk any crap on it. And if you love it, you're my people. I respect that. I love that. But Die Hard 2, I feel like gets lost in the shuffle, really. And it really is really good. It's a really awesome action movie. It's got great dialogue. McClane is just as charming and has badass action scenes. So for my action movie fans, this is, if you haven't seen it, check this movie out. I think a lot of people probably haven't forgot about it. But honestly, I can't think of Die Hard without Die Hard 2. I don't really need to see Die Hard 3. I know some people cut movies off after the sequels, but honestly, check out Die Hard 2 already. It's really good. But yeah, check it out this holiday season. Switch it up, you know? Finally, last thing on the list, I'm going to go a little unconventional because this is something I really enjoy doing. But for me, what I like to do sometimes, I can't always fit a movie in. So what I want to do is like watch small little TV show episodes, Christmas specials, nostalgic trips, because that's what the holidays feel like. It's a nostalgia for me at a simpler time. I want you all, if you have HBO Max, or damn it, if you haven't bought the Blu-ray box set, watch the Batman animated series. If you're a subscriber to this channel, you probably love Batman, just like I do. And you probably do want to watch Batman Returns, which honestly, I'm not going to blame you. Kind of like a Die Hard 2 thing here, but just go on HBO Max, or if you have this box set, pop this in. You need to watch 4 episodes. They're about 15, 20-minute episodes, I believe. You're going to watch 4 of them, okay? You're going to watch, obviously, The Christmas with the Joker. You're going to watch Holiday Nights with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. That's part of the new adventures of the Batman and Robin. You're going to watch Heart of Ice, and then you're also going to watch A Bullet for Bullock, which is more of a New Year's, but takes place during the holiday season episode. And, you know, fuck it. Also, maybe watch Sub-Zero as well. And get the most out of the box set, or when you're watching these, just put them on the background. They're short and sweet. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna turn your head and you're like, oh man, I missed this time. That was awesome. And the production values are great. The music's great. The voice acting's top tier. Nothing new here. Just to change of pace a little bit, you know. Don't put on the whatever Netflix is blasting on their program to, you know, force you to watch while you know, do stuff. I recommend watching some TV episodes, but for me personally, something nostalgic, and that would be the Batman animated series, and those 4 episodes in particular. And that is gonna be it for here for us for the holiday. These are your holiday recommendations to watch. Let me know of the list, what you thought about the list down below. If you're first time to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate the support. Let me know what some of your favorite holiday movies are as well. If you haven't checked out our latest figure review, we did do the Thing dog creature figure review as well. But other than that, my name's Chris here at Figure Out Films. And remember, if you are not watching these recommended movies during the holiday season, all I have to ask is, do you really care about cinema? Other than that, I'll see you next time.